All right, we got past our welcome, so you can go to the next slide. All right, so let's pop in. Let's talk about the elephant.
Oh my God.
Drain.
Oh my God.
Now, can somebody tell me why we got 3 different spellings of the last name?
What was on the birth certificate?
If you spell your name D-R-N-A-N-E and you're in the room, raise your hand. D-R-A-N-E. All right. If you spell your name D-R-A-I-N-E, raise your hand.
Oh, wow.
And if you spell your
They got
name
you themselves.
D-R-A-I-N, raise your hand. I think them set of drains in our family ain't here. All right, so let me tell you a quick story about this drain. All right, it started with my dad, J.D. Drain, who decided he wanted to put an I in it. Because when I looked at his birth certificate, it spelled D-R-A-N-E. His daddy, James Drew Drain, spelled his the same way. So we have 11 children in my family. And probably about 4 of them spell their names D-R-A-N-E, another 4 spell them D-R-A-I-N-E, and the last of them D-R-A-I-N. So legally, I don't know how my dad got away with that, but he did. But guess what? We're all Dranes. All right.
Right.
All right. All right. Well, thank you, IT team, Cedric, Patrick, and everybody else who was involved with getting this thing going. So give a hand clap. So first of all, I want to say how you can't hear me. All right. First of all, I want to say how blessed I am to be a part of the Drain family. I came in by birth, so I had no choice. But it's been wonderful to be a part of the family, seeing all my family here today. And I know it was very difficult for a lot of you guys. So I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to the committee, Chuck, Marcy, the team, Mona, Shonda, I don't think you were on the team, but you was working today, and Yana, and Delise, and Marsha, and Sandra. I don't want to leave anybody out, and Christy. You guys worked, you were on Teams meetings, you were on calls, and Mike, I wouldn't leave you out, dear. All right, and we just really appreciate it, because I don't know how much you guys understand how difficult it is to pull something of this magnitude together, right? It is very difficult. You have different personalities, you have different attitudes, you have different everything, but it came together, and I appreciate that. And then, lastly, before I get into my presentation, you can't hear me. You can't hear me. You can't hear me. All right. Before I get into the presentation, I want to thank my daughter Ashley, who really started our family history. She was the one who started doing the research on Ancestry.com. She started pulling different documents together, and it was a hot mess. And we only had a couple of pieces of information that we could find out about our family. So I have extended that, and I'm not done. So I want to make it very clear, I just scratched the surface. We have a lot more to talk about. I just met one of my cousins, Charlotte, through this meeting yesterday that we had, and she started talking about how the Thompsons weave in, how the cow and I want to make it my business to represent our entire family. So I will be finishing this after this reunion and creating a book. So our family members can share this information. I always tell my daughters, after I die off, who's going to carry it on? You know, I remember my dad, J.D., organizing family reunions. That was very important to him. And we went down to the Simpsons place. Anybody remember that? The Simpsons on Home Road. And when you talking about a family reunion, it was ribs, everything you can think of. And we spent one day just getting to know each other again. And now we expanded it for 3 days. All right, I won't talk too much, but I'll jump right in. I'll put my glasses back on so I can see. And I got my script. Light. All right, so everybody ready? So I've already started the book. I've literally already started all of the dialogue, all of the verbiage that will go into a book. And I start out with, dear family, it is with great joy and anticipation that we gather today to celebrate our shared heritage and the bonds that unite us as a family. Whether you travel near or far, we are grateful for your presence as we come together to reconnect, to reminisce, and to create new memories. As we dive into the rich tapestry of our family history, we acknowledge the complexities and the challenges faced by our ancestors, whose resilience and determination have paved the way for us to gather in unity today. Through their stories and experiences, we find inspiration and a deeper understanding of who we are, where we come from, and our journey began in Georgia. So it feels fitting that we return to where it all started. Slavery uprooted us from our origins, and now we seek to reconnect with our heritage and understand our history more deeply. Let us embrace this opportunity to reconnect with relatives old and new. It's a dream thing, and today you will understand the significance. You can go. All right, we got past our welcome, so you can go to the next slide. All right, so let's pop in. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. Drain, drain, drain. Now, can somebody tell me why we got 3 different spellings of the last name? Right. If you spell your name D-R-A-N-E, and you're in the room, raise your hand. D-R-A-N-E. All right. If you spell your name D-R-A-I-N-E, raise your hand. And if you spell your name D-R-A-I-N, raise your hand. I think them set of Dranes in our family ain't here. All right, so let me tell you a quick story about this drain. All right, it started with my dad, J.D. Dranes, who decided he wanted to put an I in it. Because when I looked at his birth certificate, it's spelled D-R-A-N-E. His daddy, James Drew Drain, spelled his the same way. Let's go to our family tree. So returning to our roots in Georgia, we honor our ancestors, everything that they went through. So this reunion celebrates them. And it marks a started in Macon, Georgia. So it was odd because when I first started researching, I thought Mississippi. But we made our way from Georgia through the slave trade. And we migrated to Arkansas and then Cochran, Mississippi. And that's where it started. Okay, so I'm going to go back a little bit further today. First of all, I want to talk about our crest. So this big crest that you see over there called Legacy Wings, I'm kind of talking about this crest because through all of my research, it kept popping up, the Dranes crest. And it talks about the Dranes surname has its origins in the Middle East. It is associated with the male honeybee, and it's associated with farmers and servitude. So it's important to recognize that our surnames change with each enslaver. But I highlight this fact to illuminate that it has potential ties to our historical journey. So, and you'll see on the little crest where it has that. I did some more research because I don't see a honeybee on it, but all of the documents that I looked at represent that. I'm not saying we're going to adopt that because Drane is probably some slave name. But it does give some interesting dialogue for us to kind of put in our book. All right. So the Drane family, deep roots and unbreakable bonds. So let's talk about where we began. James Bailey is our patriarch of the family, and he laid the foundation for our lineage. He was born in the 1800s. He and his parents journeyed from Georgia, Arkansas, and again settling in Cochran, Mississippi. And they went by route of the slave trade. In our book, I talk about the sun beating down on the cotton fields of Arkansas, creating a golden hue over the land that has seen generations of our family history unfold. The Dranes family tree stands as a testament to persevering, enduring the spirit of a people who have faced and overcome countless acts of cruelty and challenges. Throughout history is rooted in the rich soil of our heritage and culture. The branches of this tree stretch far and wide, bearing the names and stories of generations past and present. As we investigate our history, people, we confront the gaps in historical records, misspelled names, fragmented documents that obscure our understanding of our connected roots. Slave masters neglected our ancestors' narrative, treating them as labor and mere commodities, rather than recognizing their diverse and compelling stories. Despite this, our family tree continues to thrive, symbolizing strength and unity that has connected us through ages. And James Bailey started it all. All right. At the base of that tree was James Bailey, our great-grandfather, born in the 1800s. Consider James Bailey daily life, young people, working tirelessly from sunrise to sunset, amidst the oppression of that Arkansas heat. He worked in the cotton fields. His existence likely unfolded in harsh conditions. One thing remarkable about James Bailey, even after the end of the Civil War, James continued to work on the plantation, later transitioning to sharecropping. Remarkably, believe he worked well into his 80s, a testament to our longevity in the Dranes family. We have yet to find a death record for Mr. Bailey, but his legacy lives on through our descendants. We start another branch. James Bailey marries Louise, and some of you may know she was fondly called Tiny. Anybody can relate to that name? Okay, so in the census that we pulled, Louise shows up as baby girl Tiny. Now, who would record Tiny in the census? That is not even somebody's name. So it just shows that they didn't care. They just recorded a child. But she was known as Tiny. Marriage among enslaved individuals in the South was complex. There was no marriage records, so there was nothing for me to associate that. And because we wanted some type of institution to be recorded, we said we were married. Not a formal ceremony, but we were married. And those folks stayed together. So from the union of James and Louise emerged a vibrant new branch in our family tree, their daughter, Rebecca. Rebecca was born in 1846, and her life would have become a testament and strength and perseverance in the Dranes family. Rebecca later married Ben Dranes, who all knows Ben Dranes, born in 1844, a farmer whose roots also trace back to Georgia. Together, they cultivated not just crops, but a family, and were blessed with 3 children, Walter, Luella, and Edward. I'm going to focus on Luella. And Luella in the records is spelled all kinds of ways. Loella, and it's hard to connect. But what matched are the dates of birth and the death. So I knew it had to be her. Rebecca and Ben early years together were marked by the rhythms of the farm life in DeSoto, Mississippi. Despite their efforts, they considered sister's Rita's birthday. And now, Drew went to jail on yours. All right. On June 3rd, 1939, James Drew Dranes' life took a dramatic turn and a tragic incident. So this is the actual documents from the court when he was arrested. And everybody's like, why? What happened? So, I'm going to tell you the story. I shouldn't tell the story? I got the story. Okay. He and Sam Mackey. And we don't know who Sam Mackey is. Anybody know Sam Mackey in this room? Face charges of involuntary manslaughter following the death of Charlie Smith, a white man. Now you didn't hear me. 1939. James Drew killed Mr. Charlie. This event was particularly striking given the era where Drew, an African-American man, might have expected a harsher punishment and possibly even death under the oppression of the Jim Crow laws. All right, let's talk about the incident. What happened? During a heated drinking spree involving Red Emmett Minkins and Charlie Smith, they had been drinking and gambling all night. Tensions escalated, resulting in an altercation between Ernest and Mr. Charlie. Drew intervened to calm the situation, but during the scuffle, he was struck with a brick. Later, Charlie retrieved a loaded shotgun from Drew. So Drew had a loaded shotgun kept on tap at all times. Yes. Ultimately, Sam grabbed the shotgun. Drew owned the shotgun, but Sam grabbed the shotgun. Okay, leading to Mr. Charlie's tragic death. So, I have the records with me tonight. If you read through the records, Drew said, I didn't do nothing. And then the other guy said, Drew did. And because they both were found accountable, and Drew was held accountable for his involvement on the shotgun, he was sentenced to 1 year in the penitentiary. Okay, yeah, I'm trying to shorten it up. Okay, we gonna read it all. He filed the motion and had a retrial. So he got 1 year. There's a lot of details to this, y'all. He got 1 year, and the other guy got 3 years in prison. And I'm wondering why he only got a year. So, it is speculation. He done killed Mr. Charlie.
I know.
And he's a black man, and he only got a year. What do you think happened?
They were scared.
His boss got him off. You're absolutely right. His boss stood up for him and said, he is a good man, and I can't work my farm without him. And if you keep him in jail, he ain't doing me no good. So if you let him out of jail, he will agree to work for me for the money that I paid to get him out of jail. So Drew went back and worked for his boss without pay to satisfy the debt that he had for his involvement.
Wow.
So we talked about this when we first started. We got the court records. We read through the documents, and it is so interesting to read. And you can just see where we came from. With each new generation, the Dranes family flourished from vibrant full blooms, rising from the profound challenges of slavery. And our legacy is marked by pioneers such as Julia Bryant, our first nurse in the family. And Edward Dranes, which is my brother, our first professional baseball player. Some branches of our family tree proudly carry the names of trailblazers into the field of science, sports, law, nursing, education, military, marketing, engineering, the arts. I highlight these remarkable achievements because from a little old farm, look at God. From a little old farm. History might suggest that such feats are impossible, but God had a greater plan for the Dranes family. Our success serves as a testament of faith, fortitude, and gift, demonstrating that the strength of our spirit is guided by the hands of God and keeps pushing us forward. Each branch of our family tree bears a robust heritage, rooted in determination, showcasing all of our talents. You can advance the slide. You can advance it. Now let's talk about the children. Yes! All right, I won't go through all of this, but I am and Martha Drain. And you can see those that are no longer with us and those who are still with us. Again, I have the biggest family. There's so many of us. We had a whole baseball team if we threw my mom and dad in it. And that was our sport, y'all. We played baseball all the time. So we just pay tribute to these group of kids. Next slide. So the evolution of the Drain family, from humble farming beginnings to a thriving, diverse professional careers. Our family not only has evolved, but they have prospered across the whole generation. I can remember when my mom died and looking back through all of the things she had, when they bought our house, they paid $400 a month for rent, and they never missed a payment. And over the years, their descendants started buying homes, and they started owning their own homes, and it continues. And that little girl in the middle with the ballerina dress that's up like that, I said, why is Shonda in every picture? And Betty Jo said, that's me. So she looks just like her mom. But I love these old pictures. Next. There's some more old pictures. Uncle John and Annie, Annabelle. Some of those folks I didn't even know. I had to ask. Next slide. I know you guys know this picture. Yeah. So this was one of those family reunions. Yeah. And my dad is in the back with the baseball hat. And if you look at his smile, it's just like mine. All right. Again, family, our mission is ongoing. And until we have captured every name of the Drain family, I'll never stop. Because we need to have all of this recorded so that we can know our history and where we came from. Amen. And the legacy continues. So my brother Jerry, my daughter Brianna, and a lot of other folks on there. I wanted to put my own family on there, but I said I got to share the stage. But we talked about doctors in our family, and we talked about scientists in our family, and again, stuff that's unheard of, because I think my father had a 4th grade education. And how at 9 do you decide to stop going to school? I don't know. But he probably went to work in the field. But from a 4th grade education, my dad was the smartest man I ever knew. There was nothing he couldn't do, build, make. And he was so funny. By the time I got in high school, he worked a lot of overtime. So he wanted me to figure out his paycheck. And he had already did the math, because he wanted me to be a bookkeeper. That's what he said, Veronica, you need to be a bookkeeper. And he'll say, how much my check is going to be? And I was off a penny, he would know. 4th grade education. So guys, you can do it, young people. You can do it. All right. And it continues. We have Shanice, Rita, Jerry, all of these folks up here, Shonda, Ashley, Maxine, who we call Nyquil. Next slide. All right, so I'm going to wrap this up with some family fun facts. So, do you guys know Edward is known throughout our family history? We just couldn't find another name, so we just kept naming kids Edward. That was very popular. We have twins in our family. Can you name the twins in our family? So we know Christy. Who else? My dad and my aunt. That's right. There's another. Carol. Okay. So whoever's going to have a baby next, you're going to get twins. There's a lot of longevity in our family. Our folks live well into their 80s. That's what you can look forward to. So make sure you get yourself checked out. We served our country. So a lot of us served in the military, and my brothers did serve in the military, several of them. And our uncle served in the military. So that runs in our family. And lastly, we said we were going to do away with farming. So we shift from farming to professional careers. Now, my daddy didn't get the memo because we had a big garden. And we were farming. I can remember probably being 8 years old, making an assembly line planting beans before we can get ready to play. So we lived off the land, and we're better for it today. I just want to say thank you guys for giving me this opportunity to share a little bit of history with you, to embrace our heritage and to learn about our forefathers, because that's what it's all about. Now again, as Chuck said when he got a little touched, don't let us have to meet at a funeral to know each other again. If anybody knows me, I'm in human resources. I've served as the vice president of human resources. I give folks jobs, J-O-B. I am the person somebody needs to know if they're looking for one, right? We have a doctor over here that's a doctor of pharmacy. If you want to know anything about your medicines, guess what? She can tell, and she's fully bona fide and certified. She's licensed. All right. And we have engineers in our family. So there is a lot of resources you have, business owners, a lot of resources that you have to tap into. Tap it. So that you can engage and move yourself along. That's what others do. Every time I get a kid that comes to me, he said, my daddy knows so-and-so, so give me the job. Because my daddy knows so-and-so, so use your auntie. You know so-and-so. All right. Thank you guys very much.
All right, y'all give it a run. She went through a lot of history. Oh my gosh. Oh, man. Learned a lot here today. Listen, I know she's going to put all this information in the book. So y'all know, I created a website that we're recording the history so our history won't get lost. Not just in the book, we're going to have it on video as well. Because what happened is a lot of stuff I didn't know, I'm hearing now. Fortunately, I'm digressing a little bit. I was in between the old people and the young people, and that don't make sense. I'm going to tell you how it makes sense to you in a minute. And in the near, actually my grandmother. I was raised by her when I was 4 months old. I was born not through her vessel, but I came to her a different way, but through my dad. Y'all don't understand. I know I ain't nursing it because of my grandmother. I'm connected to both sides. That's why y'all wonder, how you know so many people? Because my grandmother, Uncle J used to come to my house, our house every weekend. Jerry would spend the night with us. We slept on, man, we only had a 2-bedroom house. It was 10 people in there. They made it happen. Today, everybody got their own bedroom. Well, we didn't. But we made it happen. We enjoyed it. Thank you, Veronica. I didn't know where Aunt Rib from Grandma Martha's side. I thought Aunt Rib was the only one named Rivers, but no. Found out a lot of it. That's interesting. What really was interesting, the firstborn ain't had no born in 1918. I know you probably talked about it, but I'm gonna get a little quick. 1918, but the last baby was born in 1904. 1940, hold on, let me start over again. First baby born in 1918, the last one born in 1946. A lot of TV we're missing with. Man, granddad fly. Oh my gosh. But anyway, I want to thank everybody for listening. I know we're getting ready to do some other things, some stuff that I know we. I know we got off to a rocky start tonight, but I think everything came out fantastic. I'll give yourself a hand. You know, one thing, Dranes don't make excuses. We find solutions. Even I hear my uncle had a 4th grade education and knew math. Oh my gosh. And I thought his name was James Drew. It's just JD. And I said, JD? What does that mean? JD? Oh my gosh. Man, but you know, oh man, I don't know where to start. I remember, I guess we're going to bring that. Again, I want to thank the committee. Ramona, Christy, Sandra, Marcy by my side, to help us through this. Oh boy, so I guess we can just send these forms out. We did. I'm ready to party. I don't know about y'all. Get something going. I'm sorry, something else going on.
Yeah, before the party, we got a few things.
See, I done got touched. I done got touched. I'm gonna take collection and make it Jesus.
Hallelujah.
I'm a kid.